Just a quick recap of what we had covered last week in video number 1. We had talked about the definition of wellness, knowing your why, building the milestone, and taking action. Of course, in case you are still wondering why you need to know your why in this wellness revival, or why you need to take care of your body, no pun intended, knowing your why really is the pillar or helps build a foundation for you when times gets rough as you go through your improving wellness journey. It means that when you want to give up, when you slack off, when you get lazy, when you don't want to push through anymore each step of the way in improving your wellness, going back to your why helps you give that reason or motivation to move forward or to move on or to take that next step as you improve your wellness. Moving on to episode number 2. In today's episode, we are going to talk about self-awareness. Self-awareness. Do you know what self-awareness means? Dictionary defines self-awareness as conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, or desires. It really is kind of deep. I like the definition of Debbie Ford in relation to Wellness Revival. Self-awareness is the ability to take an honest look at your life without attachment to it being right or wrong. Increasing self-awareness in Wellness Revival is important. You don't know what you don't know if you don't know what you don't know. Then, if you don't know what you don't know, then you're really not going to know and not work on it. Tongue twister, huh? Let's break it down into a Wellness Revival perspective. Have you really asked yourself, am I healthy? Where are you at this point of health and wellness? Are you at a position that you can say, I am generally healthy, or I am not healthy and need a lot of work? Well, whatever your answer is, it is for you to think about. Wouldn't it be nice if there's a mirror or if there's a set of binoculars looking at you every day and telling you, hey, this is an area of your health and wellness that you really need to work on, or this is an area of my health and wellness that I really need to focus on and improve on. Unfortunately not, right? This is a process where we learn and grow every day. Wouldn't it be nice if you have a super intimate private health and wellness coach that can tell you, hey, this is what you need to do, or hey, this is what is going on with your health and this is what you should be doing? Well, I tell you, there is someone, the best, someone that you can go to that can be your health and wellness coach all your life. And you know who that someone is? He is that someone who is the source of true knowledge and wisdom to help you get on your right foot. And who that is? It starts with letter J. Well, yes, you can guess. It's Jesus Christ. Yes, He is the only one that can really help you for real. And yes, you might say, Dwayne Sue, there's a lot of people out there who are health and wellness coach, and you yourself and I myself is a wellness coach. To be honest, yes, we are. And yes, there are a lot of gurus out there that will tell you what you should do. But in reality, to be honest, daily living, it's between you and God and your daily walk with God. And He is the only one that is all powerful, all knowledgeable, that can help you get through this. Am I right or not? Well, I know you can agree with me. To illustrate self-awareness and what we're talking about, I have 2 glasses here. So here, one empty and one full. If this is you, which one do you think has a better chance or in a better position to improve their wellness? An empty glass or a full glass? Am I hearing the right answer here? Of course, you might say the empty glass. You are partially right. This is full and cannot be filled anymore. But an empty glass is easier to fill, but it cannot be filled if there's no one or nothing to fill it with. But do you think this glass full of water cannot be filled anymore? Or there's no hope, as you say? There is still hope, but in order for this glass to be filled, we need to take out some water so it can be filled. So now that there's space in there, we can easily fill or add more water or fill it up so it will be full again. If you are familiar with hymnals or church hymnals, there is a song that's written by Richard Blanchard, if I'm pronouncing it right. It says, if we use this empty glass, for example, fill my cup, Lord. I lift it up, Lord. Come and quench and the thirsting of my soul. Bread of heaven, fill me till I want no more. Fill my cup, fill it up, and made me whole. How does that parallel, or how can we relate that into wellness? As you improve your wellness, there is always something that you need to add to your life, or a routine, or maybe. But keep in mind, neurological study says if you take out something, you always have to replace it with something. Or if you are adding something, you always have to give up something. So this is brain function, and we're not going to go into that because this is not the topic. What we're really doing here is brain function cannot multitask in reality at the same time. In fact, it's not healthy to do two things at the same time. If you wanted to add something to your life, you always want to give up something. So if we can recap, a full glass cannot be filled anymore. We have to take out and pour something so it can be filled again. Now, let's simplify this into how we can apply it into our daily life. Remember, we are in a revival series. So once again, we are doing action. So this is action time. How can we simplify what we had just talked about, or what I just illustrated using the cup? So as you remember, if your cup is full, it cannot be filled. If you are full with all the previous knowledge that you have, and yet you are still not in a healthy condition as you wanted to, then perhaps maybe you need to take out something and replace that with a better routine. If you want to add a new healthy routine into your everyday life, then you always wanted to give up something. Now, this is really the hardest part, giving up something. So once again, I wanted to illustrate this. Do you think it's easy for this cup to empty its content? No. It has to be tilted, or perhaps we can get a suction to suck the water out of it. But it has to sacrifice something, or compromise maybe, in order to pour the water. It has to be tilted. Are you getting the point here? Sometimes the process of self-awareness, giving up something, is the most painful thing to do. And sometimes we really don't want to give it up because we're used to it. It's part of our routine, and we could get, is the word stubborn, am I right? We could get really stubborn. We're so used to this routine, and our brain is so accustomed to it that if we take it out in our daily routine, if we give up that habit, or if we give up that something, it's painful for us, right? And we grieve through that process. Well, that's where really God comes in. I cannot do this on my own. We have to ask our best health and wellness coach, Jesus Christ. We need to ask him to guide us on this one. This is the hardest part really in this revival. And that's why I separated, or I intended one series just for this one. It's because it is the hardest thing to do, giving up what you're accustomed to, right? So in order for us to add a new healthy routine, we have to give up a not healthy routine. Now it's getting harder. Well, you need to give up something. Is there anything in your health, or is there anything in your life that you need to give up in order for you to improve your wellness, or in order for you to improve your health? Let's break it down into a daily routine. What is that one simple thing? Okay, so for this week, I would like for you to think about and work on one thing. Again, I'm not asking big here, because remember, if you remember in video 1, we talked about small step, right? What is that one thing, again, that you need perhaps you need to give up so that something that is really not healthy that you wanted to give up. I'm not going to call out anything here. So you know what you need to give up, I believe. Is there something you need to give up and need to replace it with new healthier routine? For example, if you drink a lot of non-healthy drinks, perhaps it would be better to kind of cut those a little bit and add more water. That's just an example, right? So there are a lot of things. Once again, I hope this is helpful to you, and this is a lot to think about. And giving up something, honestly, is probably one of the things that really, in my personal journey, is something that is really hard for me to do, because I do have a lot of favorites, but asking God, not leaning into your own understanding, asking God to guide you every day, to help you to give up that one thing or several things maybe that you know is not benefiting your health. So I will see you again in the next video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments, or we hope we can answer them in time. So I hope this is helpful to you. And once again, 3rd Gen 2, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. I will see you on our next video series. Bye.